Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for Wednesday, December the 11th. And today was Fed Day. We had FOMC today at 1 o'clock and then Powell commentary afterwards. And it looks like, I'm showing the S&P here, it looks like there was a lot going on, but in reality, not much happened, because here's where we opened up, and we were in, this 31.35, and we got up to, to 43, chopped back and forth, and a little bit of a rally here, and then kind of came back down. So this is not typical of what you see on a Fed day. Typically, we get a big, one of these big moves here or big move here, and then maybe we get some continuation up or down. And and then sometimes we do get the continuation on the next day. For example, Fed meeting on Wednesday, and and then we actually the move actually happens on Thursday, when everyone kind of digests what was said. But I don't think that's going to be the case this time, because if you listen to the commentary, first of all, there was no change. We weren't expecting a change. It would have shocked me if we would have had any change. But they also said basically there was not going to be any change in 2020. So the Fed's kind of off the table for a while, apparently. Now they're going to they'll watch the payroll and the jobs numbers and the economy and inflation and all that kind of stuff, and maybe at some point, but basically for the foreseeable future, they basically said our job here is done. So that actually, it's not bearish, but it had been giving a good kind of tailwind to the market, which if this is the case, then we may not get that tailwind. I don't know. It's tough to say, but in either case, we didn't get a lot of reaction either way. Very, very muted reaction. In fact, again, let's see. Right there was 1 o'clock, and typically, and I said this in I did a breakout session in Bias this morning, and I said we typically get about 10 points. You see down here at the bottom at 1300, that's at 1 o'clock when the announcement happened. We're at 3135, and we went to 3134.98. So we did have about a 10-point move there, which is pretty typical, And then normally from that point, this is typical. From this point is when you start to get the reaction, like a big flush or a big push higher after 30 minutes later, when when the press conference happens, and instead we just got nothing, So anyway, very surprising. But let's back up here and look just a little bit. So if we look at a 10-day chart, again, we're sticking with the S&P. You guys know I like the S&P. 3154. That's the all-time high here. We have not been able to even get back up there to it. Now here's 3150, but we haven't gotten back to 3154, much less take it out. So yes, we could actually come up here. If I had to guess right now, I'd say it's likely we're 3150, 3155 by the end of the week. We might take that out. That's kind of here and there. If we do take that out, that does kind of open the door to a little bit more upside, and maybe we get it. I think what's probably more likely is that we get some consolidation here, or chop, and back and forth. It wouldn't surprise me if we consolidate, pull back a little bit, and then make a run into the end of the year for the Santa rally. And this has been the same thing that I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks now. We kind of follow the same pattern. If you've been listening to the the updates that I do on Wednesday night, I'm saying the same thing I've been saying. We want to look for for a continuation of a move higher here, and continue to kind of backstop us, with hedging and that type thing on the downside. At the same time, there's not a lot of extreme tailwind for us we've kind of run out of catalysts. The China, the tariff delay apparently is off the table, and I say apparently because you guys know it was kind of on again, off again, on again, off again. Apparently it's off. The delay is off. They kicked the can down the road, said we'll talk about this later. So apparently, maybe we are getting closer to this phase one deal being done, but that again, how much of that's already built into the market with this this whole thing has been in anticipation of trade deal. So I think absolutely still my end of the year target in the S&P, if I had to pinpoint it, and I've already done this, is said 3,200. We'll probably be sitting at 3,200. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe higher, maybe 3,225, 3,250 would not surprise me. It would surprise me if we're dramatically lower, and I don't see that happening without something bad going on with primarily with trade talks, or something unforeseen that we don't even know about right now. So again, I would say that we probably should get ready for a probably a little more boring kind of market between now and the end of the year, with an eye on 3,200, that we just keep back and forth, chopping higher and higher and higher, and probably end up here at the end of the year. Now we'll refine this as we go, the next couple of weeks, but that's my game plan there, and I already have a trade set up there at 32. Actually, I've got it at 32.25. So, but I'm shooting for 3,200. I just didn't want to overshoot it, so playing around that. But again, I don't have any specific stocks in mind today. Lululemon did report today after the close, and the quarter they just reported. Quarter looked great to me. I don't know what it was kind of priced to perfection, I will say that, but the conference call is going on right now, so I don't know how this is going to look in the morning. Maybe up, but this is initially not looking too good. But I think the dip will be bought on this. It's super strong stock, and I don't see anything critically wrong with it at this point. But again, we'll look at that overnight. There's still a handful of earnings out there that we're trying to play, but I'm still very light and very nimble, and just kind of take it day by day. So with that, let me wind it up. If you're trading much, use tight stops and do your homework on your levels and your targets and things like that. And cash is king as we go higher here, so just be careful. So thanks for the time, and I'll see you guys at the next update. Take care.